What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Super Gamer Boys. I'm your host, Colonel and Dad, Garrett Morlang, and here in the virtual studio with me is the king of video games and resident power washer extraordinaire, Adrian Holmes. What's up, Adrian?
Nothing much, man. I'm just biding my time. It's the best week of the year, all because of Thursday, the best holiday of the year. I can't wait to get to it.
So true. Yeah,
mouth watering just thinking about it, man.
Do you any like pre-Thanksgiving preparations so you can eat as much food as possible? Like, do you like fast a couple days beforehand?
A couple days is kind of crazy. I might not eat, dinner on Wednesday or something like that.
It's just
fasting a couple days is like right. That might be the extent of it, because. You get super hungry the day of because you don't normally eat until dinner the day of Thanksgiving, just so you have all that room, and then you got to smell food cooking the entire day. So by the time you're ready to eat, it will feel like you have been fasting for 2 or 3 days.
I haven't eaten in hours. I'm dying.
And then you eat for like 2 or 3 people.
Exactly. You got to get at least 2 platefuls. If you're not eating at least 2 platefuls, you're doing Thanksgiving wrong. That's all I gotta say.
Minimum 2 plates.
That's
you don't
even
really taste the first one because you eat it so fast.
Yeah, the first one is just because you're hungry, and the second one is because it tastes so stinking good. You're like,
now it's like, oh yeah, okay, this does taste good. I didn't understand the first time because I was just trying. My body was in autopilot trying to stuff it all in as fast as I can.
So good.
Now I'm literally starving.
Does your family do like all day stuff? Because I feel like growing up, I would have family who'd occasionally like my grandma would sometimes do like something special for breakfast. So like there would be like it would not necessarily be a big breakfast, but like, oh, let's do. Or I guess maybe that was more like a Christmas Day thing. But like they'd make something really special for Christmas breakfast, like a certain casserole or egg dish or something like that. But then then you wouldn't eat until like 5 o'clock that night. And you just kind of picked on like little appetizers throughout the day. But so does your family do like an all day thing like that where there's this kind of special food at breakfast and then a big meal at the end of the day, or is it just kind of like no, it's all big on Thanksgiving, that final meal?
The breakfast spread is usually Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they'll hook up something, like a cool little breakfast smorgasbord. But Thanksgiving is normally the main event is dinner.
Heck yeah.
They don't care if you eat, throughout the day, but most people in our family don't until dinner time, just so everybody is ready to go.
That's awesome. So good. Mm-hmm. I can't wait. We got to stop talking about it because I'm getting hungry now.
I am starving right now.
This is not a good mixture.
Man.
Well, maybe we should get on and talking the video games then. They're a little less appetizing in most cases.
Let's do it.
All right. Today we're going to be talking about Knights of the Old Republic's remake, seemingly canceled. The Last of Us Part 2 inevitable remaster, and the Game Awards are in Fortnite. That's right. Everything is in Fortnite now. But first, let's give a quick shout out to our Patreon producers, Bumble Smash, Eddie Martin, Ikajumma01, and our super gamer sponsors, Julie Bates and Mama Mare. If you want to be awesome just like those folks, head over to patreon.com/supergamerboys where you can support us starting at just $1 a month. Whole month worth of content you can get over there, including this show early and ad-free right after we record it here Monday nights. You can get that straight to your inbox, straight to your podcast feed, and even check out the VOD. I upload the live stream VOD for you to enjoy. Or you get episodes of our Super Later Boys Patreon exclusive show, or even previous seasons of Super Gamer Book Club ad-free. And as far as season 1, completely exclusive there. So think about supporting us over there. We'll talk more about the Patreon later on in the show. Right now, I do want to give a shout out to Jack Sriracha and Yate for allowing us to use this wonderful music here in the background that you are hearing. Probably way too loud if you're on the live stream because I forgot to turn it down when we went live. That's all right. I'll fix it in post as I usually do. But yeah, go check them out. In the show description, you'll find links to their music on both Spotify and Apple Music, or just search for Jack Sriracha. It's like the Sriracha hot sauce, Jack Sriracha or Yate, which is spelled Yate, but not pronounced that way. If that's helpful at all, just go to the show description. It's a lot easier that way.
It's right there. You don't have to.
It's right there. You don't have to think. You just tap. Don't think, just tap. Well, in that case, that's it for the housekeeping. I think it's time to check the mail. Now, I know you've been in talks with Super Gamer Bot. Are they back? Are they here? Is it okay to boot up Super Gamer Bot here?
Why don't you fire up that little switch over there and see?
All right, here we go. Firing it up. We do have questions this week, so hopefully Super Gamer Bot's happy. That's all we want. We want our workers to be happy. Everyone under the Super Gamer Boys umbrella, we care about the environment, the work environment, the work quality, So here goes nothing. There we go. All right.
How's it hanging, fellas? Long time no see. Did you miss me?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
we did. We did very much miss you.
Really bad, actually.
It's been too long since I've heard your voice, Super Gamer Bot. Honestly, I kind of forgot what it sounded like. So thank you for finally coming back. I'm glad we could work something out, and I'm glad that the listeners hooked us up with some questions. Hopefully we can keep them coming for you.
Right. All right.
Well, Super Gamer Bot, do you mind reading off that first one then for us?
What are your thoughts on the new Legend of Zelda movie?
Ooh, okay. This question comes from, it looks like Penguin90. That was something that was announced. Was that just last week? The Legend of Zelda live action movie? Or was that like 2 weeks ago now?
I want to say...
It's recent. I know it's within the last 2 weeks.
Ago?
Yeah, it might have been 2 weeks ago. I was initially very excited about this, but then I heard about who was it? Was it the director or the producer?
Nintendo monkey's paw, dude. Every time.
The monkey's paw. It's so good. It's true. I don't remember exactly. Do you remember who that director was? But basically, it was a guy who worked on Morbius. Is that right, or something? He worked on something that was very bad.
Avi Arad, he had a lot to do with the Sony Spider-Man series.
Right. Okay. So Morbius and Venom and all those ones. Okay.
Right. But the guy who is writing it, I believe. Oh God, what did he write? That was terrible recently. I feel like it was some DC movie that was just god awful. I had to look it up.
Okay. I can't even find who the writer is. I remember they announced the producer, but I didn't realize they announced a writer as well. But so he also produced like a bad movie. So that's what I'm getting at. Like I initially was very excited, but as soon as they mentioned these names, that all of a sudden it's like tied to people who are like not. I don't know.
Sorry, and it wasn't a DC movie. It was the guy who wrote the Jurassic World. I think it was the third one. The third one. So the bad one.
The really bad one. Like the first
I mean, they're all bad, but like this one is the worst.
The first one was bearable. The second one was bad.
And then the third one was awful.
Horrendous. Terrible. Yeah, exactly. I also am very worried about who they're going to cast in the different roles, because
It'll be Chris Pratt. Don't worry about it. Miyamoto's in charge.
I know, but the thing is, I've seen this wave of IGN's been posting about it, and I've seen things on Twitter, and for some reason, Machine Gun Kelly's name keeps coming up. So help me God, Machine Gun Kelly.
What? For who?
Shows as Link. He wants to play. He tweeted saying he wants Link, and then a bunch of people were like, heck yeah. And then IGN posted about it, like, no, stop
Absolutely
this.
Not.
If Machine Gun Kelly touches this movie, I'm out.
Absolutely. I'm not watching
such it. No,
you know what? I'll watch it. Nintendo, don't worry about how I'm going to watch it, but I'll watch it. How about that?
I was like, I don't want that whack job anywhere near that movie. Yeah, so there's just so many red flags around it. Like, it's at first I was like, oh, sick, this is gonna be great, and then it's like, oh wait, the names attached are sketchy.
I actually don't want this.
All these fan castings are all like very bad. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh man, yeah, everything from Chris Pratt again to Machine Gun Kelly. It's everything in between. It's like, oh my gosh. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm fine. I would almost rather it just be an animated series. Like, don't make a live action. Do like a sick animated series.
They're do an anime, dude. They're in Japan. Yeah. What are we doing?
Do an anime. That would be awesome. That'd be great.
Or Gendy Tartakovsky, who he created Samurai Jack, which is a series where the main character doesn't really speak a whole lot at all. Why not have him do it
in that art style?
Right.
They basically did it with storytelling.
Or just have him direct it, and then you can do whatever art style you want. But he's really good at making shorts. The Star Wars shorts were another example, where a lot of times the Clone Wars shorts, not the CG one, but the hand drawn one. I don't know if you ever seen them.
Yeah.
But they were like a series of 5-minute shorts.
It was by the same guy,
a lot
right?
of times. Yeah, but a lot of times there was no dialogue at all, but you totally got what was going on in the story. Yeah. You felt what the characters were feeling, all of that. It was all conveyed through watching it and understanding the themes of what you saw. He would be perfect for something like this.
Heck yeah, that'd be amazing. That's actually the only Clone Wars content I've ever watched. I've never watched the Clone Wars movie.
I've never seen the CG one.
I've never watched the CG one.
I saw the CG movie and it was awful, and I said, I don't need to see any more of this. No, thank you.
I mean, now with all the new Star Wars content, they're making it seem like you gotta watch Clone Wars and Rebels. But the only Clone Wars I've watched is the ones you're talking about, the shorts, and they were so good. I loved them so much.
Oh my god, I will never forget watching. I think the very last one came out the day episode 3 came out, and it ends like literally a split second before episode 3 starts. So me and my dad watched that one that day, and then went to the theater, and it picked right up from where those shorts left off. That was so awesome.
That's sick. Yeah.
But now it's not canon anymore, so thanks Disney. Appreciate you.
Are they on Disney Plus at all?
I think there was talk about them coming to Disney Plus at some point. I have them on DVD. I think they were a very low print though, because if you go on eBay right now, they are very expensive. So I've already copied them just in case. But yeah,
dude, I mean, that'd be like, I wonder if there's anywhere to watch it, because those are so good. I'd love to watch those back.
I'm sure you can if you want to look for them. You know where you can look for them. But
I'm sure there's places. I'm sure there's places I can find them. But yeah, so I guess what do we think about Legend of Zelda live action movie? That sounds
the idea of it is cool.
Yeah.
The reality of it, not so much.
Yeah, live action stuff is just, I don't know. Like I'm just trying to think in my head.
It's gonna take a lot. It's
gonna take a lot.
It's gonna take a lot of money for it to be done. It has to be done basically on the level of like a Lord of the Rings for it to be done well.
And the whole thing with Legend of Zelda, the games, is there's really not necessarily always a ton going on in the world, but it's the art style that makes it so fun and interesting. And so I just feel like going into like making it live action is going to make these big, exciting, fun, cool looking worlds just very boring. and even like the characters are just going to look goofy and not as, again, silly or fun or whatever. So I have a hard time thinking it's going to translate well to live action. Again, like if it was like an animated show, would be incredible, because they could even do a completely different art style than they ever done before, like an anime or whatever. Like, it could be anything. But with live action, it's like it's going to take this world that's only exciting because of the art style,
The
because
fantastical elements.
every game has such a fun, unique art style to it too. Like from Wind
Right.
Waker to Ocarina of Time to Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom, like they're all very different, but like that's what makes the world so fun and exciting, and you know that's what makes you want to keep exploring, is because just the look and feel of it. And when you're just dropped
Right.
in the middle of Kokiri Forest and it just looks like the woods out back your house, like that's kind of boring. It's like, oh, this isn't very
stoked to
mystical
see-
and fun. I don't know.
To see what the next Zelda game is gonna be, what it's gonna look like, dude. Because it's not gonna look anything like, you know, the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom game.
I hope not. Yeah, I'm
Because
ready for something
traditionally
new.
they always look different. So I'm game. Let me see what. Are you gonna go back to a simplified art style? Are you gonna do cartoony again? Are you gonna do sprites again? What are we doing? I'm stoked.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So yeah, I don't know. Look forward to this movie with a grain of salt, I guess. Because I think you
Fingers
nailed
crossed,
it
man.
right at the beginning when you said like the Nintendo monkey's paw. It's like, yep, that sums it up right there. Like it's a good thing that probably is going to come back and bite us.
Right. I mean, usually Nintendo is really, really like, they play their stuff close to the chest. So for them to want to make this, they must have some kind of vision that they do see going well. Otherwise, they would have never done it, because they are. Remember, I think weren't they in talks with Netflix at one point to do something, and then
an animated series.
All it did was leak, and Nintendo was like, "Nope, never mind, we're not doing it."
Yeah. So there was already a Zelda animated series with Netflix a few years back, and the second it leaked, they were just like, the next day they're like, "Yeah, we're done with that." I'm like, "No more." Like it's like, wow, okay. Like,
Right.
It's so sad, because that probably would have been a much better product than what we're getting now. But that's how much they care about their thing. Is like, if any little thing gets out, it's like, I don't know. They're just like, why? This is going to be ruined now. Everyone's going to anticipate what's going to happen, and I don't know, they're just so meticulous about their product. So I don't know. It's great. I mean, in the end, it makes for great products and great games, great shows, whatever. But yeah, hopefully this one turns out the same. All right. Well, thank you so much for writing in, Penguin90. And please, anyone else out there listening to this show, you can write in as well. You can just send us a DM on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or Threads even. Or you can join us at supergamerboys.com/Discord. We have a Discord server where you can hang out with us. Think about joining us there. It's completely free. Hang out with us during the week, talk video games, movies, about the show, and leave your questions there for us to answer each and every week. So go do that. All right, Adrian, it's now time for the nerdy nudes.
I gotcha. It's now time for the nerdy nudes.
Alrighty then. Let's see if this works. Hey, it works. All right, here's news story number 1 for you. The Knights of the Old Republic remake is, quote, not being worked on right now.
Canceled.
Yeah, right. A new report claims that the remake of Knights of the Old Republic is not in development at any studio. With this news coming after months-long silence from Embracer Group, the Knights of the Old Republic remake was first announced for PS5 in September of 2021. Was it really that long ago? I thought it was just last year. I did not realize It's been 2 years already.
People should have been wary when it was over a year later and we hadn't heard anything, no concept art, anything like that.
No, that changes my perspective. I initially was like, oh, it's only been like, they just announced it a year ago, but I did not realize it's been 2 whole years. Over 2 years. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Paying off years of anticipation and fan cries for it to happen. However, every development thereafter seemed to get worse. In mid-2022, Bloomberg would report that development on Knights of the Old Republic had been paused at Aspire Media, with 2 high-level developers on it being fired after a demo failed to impress. Imagine that. You show off a demo to some, suits, and they're just like, that sucks so bad, you're fired. Out. Like, don't, go pack up your things and just leave.
Out. Don't even clean off your desk.
This time of uncertainty was followed with rumors and reports suggesting that the Knights of the Old Republic remake had been moved to Saber Interactive. For all intents and purposes, development on it was restarted. Since then, Embracer Group has been coy and not officially confirmed the development status of the game one way or another, but it has seen high-profile layoffs, studio closures, and more this year. It's uncertain how true this Saber taking over Knights of the Old Republic was as of this writing, but according to known insider Jeff Grubb, it's not in development anywhere at this time. During the latest episode, Grubb's Game Mess Mornings, Grubb would recount some of the reports of the Knights of the Old Republic remake. This can be seen around the 57-minute mark below, blah, blah, blah. This game is not being worked on right now, just full stop. This game is not being worked on in any way at any studio, effectively dashing those who are still clinging to hope that something somewhere is being done on the title. Yeah, I feel like I read another news article as well that even mentioned there was like a recent like earnings or financial call with Embracer Group, and it was kind of mentioned there like anything I say here is I think of the CEO basically almost like he's sick and tired of the media. He's like, whatever I say here is going to be plastered all over. Like, I can't say anything. Someone asked about it. He's like, I can't say anything. I give up because it's immediately going to be news. So he didn't answer the question, but he also answered it with saying, I'm not going to say anything because as soon as I say it, it's going to be all over the news. So basically, right, it's probably canceled. The fact that he didn't just say, oh yeah, we're working on it. Like, he could have just been like, yeah, we're working on it, and then moved on, but he didn't. He's like, no, like, I'm not going to give you anything, which makes it seem like it's canceled. So
right, what a way to hide it.
Right. Yeah, I what do you think, Adrian? I mean, obviously it's no shocker, you already said that, but what are your feelings on the remake, and what are your feelings now that it's not happening?
Honestly, it was probably for the best at this point. We hadn't heard anything for this game for a long time. Since the announcement, we haven't seen hide nor hair, concept art, gameplay, anything. So that's always concerning for these kinds of games. Yeah. At the end of the day, though, I'm not really that broken up about it. Would it have been cool to get a remake of KOTOR for a lot of people who haven't played it before? Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe. It would be an easier sell for people who haven't played it, because the original for some can look dated, but the story is so good that I feel like even now you would be thoroughly entertained if you played the original. But we still have the originals there. They're still intact. They're still great. As long as we have those, I'm fine. I'm not really too broken up about it. Now, you haven't played the originals yet now. Now that you know that we're not getting the remake, does this change your position on getting into them? Because I know you were going to wait.
Yeah, I was originally waiting because I have not played the originals. I own them, I think. I know I at least have the second one in my library. I think
they sell those for like 99 cents all the time.
You know what? No, I do. I just remembered. I do own it, but it's because I just got it for free. If you have Amazon Prime, then you have a Twitch Prime or Twitch Gaming. They're giving away for free right now. So if you have your Amazon link with your Twitch account, not only can you drop us a free Twitch Prime sub or Amazon Prime sub, but you can also pick up Knights of the Old Republic, the first one, for free. I think it's through Amazon's launcher, though. You have to play it through Amazon's game launcher on PC, which is sucks, but whatever. But no, I think I do own it on Steam because, again, it was like 99 cents or whatever. Like, it's always dirt cheap on sale. The problem I ran into is at that point it didn't have Steam Deck support. So that's like, so I was like, all right, now I want to play it. I got to play it on my PC. It isn't a huge deal, I guess, but I was holding off because I wanted to play the remake, and I think at that point too, I tried it on my Steam Deck and it didn't work. So I'm like, it didn't work on my Steam Deck. I'll just wait for the remake to come out. Now that I'm hearing this, I'm like, man, like all I hear is how incredible this game is. Like the story to the characters to the gameplay,
great,
like so good. And so,
no matter which route you take, if you take light side or dark side, they're both really good as far as the story goes.
So. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like, all right, no, I just got to bite the bullet and play the original one, because obviously this is either not coming out or not coming out for a very long time. So, yeah, I'll need to look into it more. It's just, for me, I'm bummed, though, because we got like a 5-second teaser trailer just showing a Sith lighting up his. I think the picture, the screenshot's showing up on. If you're watching the stream, watching the video.
I'm not telling you. All you need to go off is the trailer. I'm not telling you nothing.
It looks like this teaser from the remake. I'm saying though, like looked sick. It's like, oh man, like that graphic looks so good. Granted, it was like a CG trailer to announce the remake, but if the original game is anything like this, like this feel, obviously it's not going to look like that, but just like that, all right, this is dark gritty Star Wars almost, or just like, I don't know, more, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's all I ever hear about Knights of the Old Republic. Again, I haven't played it, I don't know anything about the story, like, but everyone always refers to the bad guys, the Sith, whatever, like, I don't know, which I'm like, all right, this sounds like a sick story, like the more dark side focus of things, like that's kind of cool, but so I guess it just means I got to play it.
If you do, keep me posted because I want to hear about your playthrough.
Okay. I need to. You know what I'd love to do is I mean for months I've been like I want to get streaming again on Super Gamer Boy's Twitch channel. So maybe
there you go.
Maybe I need to do this just so I have people holding me accountable. Be like, hey, every whatever X day, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day it ends up being, I just get on there and play through some Knights of the Old Republic. I feel like that's the only way I tend to finish games nowadays is if it's like has to be streamed or if it's for book club, which is on hiatus right now.
It is an RPG, so it's gonna be a little chunky, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I wonder do you know about how long it usually takes? Probably.
I can look. I want to say
it's probably like 20 or 30 hours,
about
right?
20 hours. Let's see.
Or is it more?
We're focusing on it. Okay, about 30. So
okay.
Yeah, an average RPG.
Not bad. I did see Knights of the Old Republic 2 recently just got some big update on Switch or something like that, which is interesting. I didn't even realize they had a Switch port of it out.
Mm-hmm. They're actually pretty good. Okay. Unlike the Republic Commando ports.
Oh man. I wish Nintendo did refunds because when I bought that and played 5 minutes of it and immediately
you hate that port so much.
Immediately hard locked. Like I'm like, what is this guy? I restarted the game again, 5 minutes in, same spot. I'm like, what the heck is this trash Nintendo? Or I guess it's not Nintendo's fault, but I don't know. It worked fine on my computer after I bought it on Steam. I own that dang game twice, and not even that good of a game. Go listen to our Super Gamer Book Club episode about that, where we just like lambast Republic Commando. Oh man. So yeah, that's that. If there's any update, obviously you'll hear about it here first. But at this point, it is
Don't hold your breath.
All right. This next news story comes to us from Maddie Myers over at Polygon. They write, The Last of Us Part 2 PS5 remaster unveiled with a trailer and release date. That's right. It should come as no surprise to fans that The Last of Us Part 2 might have a remastered version in development for PlayStation 5 ever since The Last of Us Part 1, the PS5 port of the original game, came out in September of 2022. The remastered version of the sequel just got a lot more solid thanks to a leak courtesy of PlayStation Store and a follow-up by Naughty Dog. So originally this leaked, which is hilarious, because I think that's how the first one got announced as well. The first one leaked last year, and then they're just like, screw it, we'll announce it. Same thing with this one.
The same way for both of them.
But they did come out and confirm it pretty soon afterwards. But Last of Us Part 2 Remastered will arrive to PS5 on January 19th, 2024, so in about 2-ish months. Although Last of Us Part 2 Remastered isn't on the PlayStation storefront at this time, it appears to have been in the database at some point recently because websites that track updates to the PlayStation Store scraped the relevant data about the game. PSDeals.net has a listing for the game that links to a now broken PlayStation Store page. PS Deals listing includes screenshots that appear to be from the remaster of the blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, this doesn't matter because it's already been announced. I don't know why there's no... This is a bad article. I apologize. There should be, I will find it here, but basically it's been announced and there's been some extra things. Is this it? This might be it. No, that's not it. Yeah, there was an official. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it, but there are new features. That's the big thing with the new game is they're acting. Okay, The Last of Us Part 2 Remaster will arrive bundled with a host of special features and an entirely new mode. called No Return, described as a roguelike survival mode designed to let players prove their mettle in randomized encounters and experience The Last of Us Part 2's combat in a fresh experience. Featuring a number of new playable characters. Yeah, right. Featuring a number of new playable characters, each with their own skill set. The hope is to give even the most familiar players a new challenge. I guess there's also upgraded graphics and blah blah, blah other stuff. But
what 3% upgraded?
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. This game came out 3 years ago now. It's 2020 or was it 2021?
2020.
So 3 years ago.
It was 2020. That game, that game was a PS5 game stuck in a PS4 body.
Right. It made my PS4 Pro sound like the frickin' Southwest Jet engine. Like, it was running at PS5 quality on a PS4. What more could they possibly remaster other than load times? Like, that's all they're doing is just utilizing the faster SSD for better load times. But other than that, what's going on here, Adrian?
That game made PS4 scream. If you didn't have a PS4 Pro, I don't know how you played that game start to finish, dude.
I mean, even then, I had a PS4 Pro, and it was like, Wah! Just like screaming in the corner. The fan just like falling off the bearing.
That game took that hardware as far as it could go, for sure. Yeah. But the crazy thing about it is, I don't know exactly what. I mean, they already did the frame rate.
Yeah.
Because they did the update for where if you play it on PS5, then it updates the frame rate to 60. And it seems like it's pretty rock solid from what Digital Foundry said about it. So, only thing I can think is maybe native 4K?
Yeah, I imagine that's it. I don't know. Another thing I forgot to mention is there is a $10 upgrade. If you already own Last of Us Part 2, you can upgrade to on PS4. You can upgrade to the PS5 version for $10, which is great.
Right.
But
that's why I'm not so mad about this one like I was the Part 1. Yeah. Because the Part 1, if you owned Last of Us Part 1 remastered, you should have gotten the upgrade for this.
Yeah. I found a better article over at The Verge written by Jay Peters. Jonathan Dornbush of Naughty Dog, which shout out to Jonathan Dornbush. I didn't realize he was at Naughty Dog now. He was at IGN, and then I think he was at who's the studio that made Ghost of Tsushima? He was there for a bit. And now apparently he's at Naughty Dog now, so that's cool. But as for technical improvements, Dornbush says the game offers native 4K output in fidelity mode, 1440p upscaled to 4K when in performance mode. So that's great. And performance mode, getting 1440p upscaled to 4K. I'm good. I'm cool with that. And if you're using a TV, using a TV that supports VRR, there's an option to unlock the frame rate even. You can also expect improved loading times, DualSense features like haptic feedback, adaptive triggers. There's a new guitar free play mode, so you can just play the guitar anytime you want with unlockable instruments. The ability to experience some incomplete levels that were cut from the original game, developer commentaries for those cut levels, and the main campaign's cutscenes in a speedrun mode. So, this is less of a remaster and more of Last of Us Part 2 Director's
DX.
Cut.
Yeah.
That's what this sounds like. This is like the Death Stranding Director's Cut, but for Last of Us. So, because, you're getting deleted content, you're getting open, special... you just free play the guitar. You can do the roguelike mode where you just play as long as possible until you die, see how far you get. This is the deluxe edition. It seems weird to call it a remaster, right?
For a $10 upgrade, I'm fine with it. Yeah, I don't necessarily believe this is. I think they just had to market it as something, and calling it a deluxe or a director's cut, I think maybe would throw some people off.
Maybe. I just feel like they could have gotten away with directors. I mean, Kojima did it with Death Stranding, and everyone understood exactly what was happening. Like, oh, okay, there's added content here, and it's going to run a little better on PS5 or whatever.
Right, but the average person also isn't playing Death Stranding. A lot of normies are coming in now to Last of Us because of the TV show. So
that's true. But I mean, exactly. So they're coming from the film and TV world, which director's cuts are a thing. So, I mean, again, they could be like, here's
fair.
Last of Us Part 2 director's cut. That makes sense to me. I don't know. I feel like this is a weird way to name it. Because now, with these new details, I'm like, okay, you know what? this is not a bad thing. It's just not.
Mhm.
It's just weird to call it a remaster at this point. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm all on board for this. This is cool, but it's more of a it's like a bonus features disc essentially.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing else much really they could do majorly, because that game, even on PS4 Pro, still looks better than a great deal of games that have come out for PS5.
Yes, 100%.
Like the majority of third-party games, especially. That game, for some, I don't know what wizardry they worked, but it's just astonishingly good.
Whatever engine they have over there is insane. Like, I don't. Are they using their own proprietary engine or what?
I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, I assume they have to be. I can't imagine. I mean, maybe it's someone else's, but
now what I can't wait for is when they take full advantage and make PS5 holler like they made PS4 at the end of the generation. Whatever, they're rumored to be working on a new IP.
Right.
Naughty Dog is. So when they're able to take full advantage of PS5 hardware, man, it's gonna be next level. The way that people are talking about GTA 6 is probably going to be the way they're talking about this.
Oh man, yeah, that's most. Honestly, I'm just more excited about anything new from Naughty Dog. Like, they've been working on The Last of Us for so long. I saw a meme the other day. It was really funny. It was like a 2 screenshots from Jimmy Neutron, where it's like the old lady teacher. It's like, what'd you bring today? And it's what's the stupid friend who is like really dumb with the short spiky hair. It's like him holding up The Last of Us Part 2 remaster. It's like, that's the same thing you've brought every show and tell. And it's like shows all the other like Last of Us. There's like 8 of them. It's like only 2 games have come out, but we have like 8 different versions of the same 2 games basically. It's like, yeah,
that and Uncharted. That's
true.
all they've worked on for the last feels like what, decade?
Yeah, I mean at least, if not more, because I mean, let's see, Last of Us was 2013, but I mean, Uncharted 1 and 2 came out before that, right? Mm-hmm. So they were working on Uncharted 3 around the time, like, came out just after Last of Us. So yeah, it's kind of wild that they've just worked on the same thing for
what
over
do we
10
have to
years.
do, dude? What do we have to do to get them to go back into Jack? What do we have to do?
I don't know, but I would just lose my mind if they went back to Jack. It'd be so good.
Even if you like that, now you want to talk about a game that needs a remake or a remaster in the current Naughty Dog engine.
That's what I was just gonna say. Imagine Jack and Daxter, but it looks like the Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart.
That's
game,
what we
where
would
it's just
get.
like, yeah, it's exactly what it would look like, and it would be freaking amazing. Get Jack and Daxter, get the whole trilogy up in there, and remaster them all in the new engine. Oh, baby!
And they're not that long compared to today's games. They're not that long. They're not that big. So you can really spend a whole lot of time polishing and making everything look great. Oh man,
that's
now
exactly what I mean.
That would be a remake.
Crash has been done. Spyro's been done. Like, they keep doing all these old trilogies. Like, give us the Jack and Daxter remaster trilogy, baby.
If you give me a ground up remake, that's here. Take the 70. Take the 70, dude.
I'll gladly give $70 for that. Oh man. Yeah, but until then, we just have to free play on our guitar and Last of Us Part 2 remaster.
Oh boy, what a terrible problem to have.
Yeah, right. All right, this last news story comes to us from Dominic Bosniak, I'm going to guess, over at Game Rant. Jeff Keighley and the Game Awards are now in Fortnite. That's right.
Woo! Yeah.
The final Infinity Stone has been now. The Game Awards launched its very own Fortnite map where players can vote for the best custom island of the year. The limited time promo debuted shortly after the announcement of the Game Awards 2023 nominees. Fortnite has been a frequent honoree at the Game Awards, having secured 16 Game Award nominations in total since its 2017 release. 3 of those resulted in accolades, starting with the 2018 edition of the show that saw Fortnite win the Best Multiplayer Game and Best Ongoing Game categories. That also sees the latter award in 2019, and while Fortnite occasionally also participated in the Game Awards beyond the honorifics, never before has the show featured and the game itself. That all changes with the arrival of the Game Awards Vote in Fortnite, a newly introduced custom map that allows players to vote for the best fan-made island of the year. The award itself is separate from the main Game Award categories, which some might feel make it less prestigious. However, the best island vote will also apparently be entirely community-driven. Players can access the Game Awards voting island by using Fortnite Creative 2.0 map code, blah, blah, blah. You go look it up yourself. I'm not going to read that. The Fortnite map, created in partnership with Studio 568 and Night Times Inc., contains a portal to 10 islands nominated in the community category. Aside from allowing fans to pick their favorite map, the level also contains 28 Game Award statues that players can collect for some extra XP. Taking to X, formerly Twitter, Game Awards organizer Jeff Keighley said that this unique promotion has been years in the making and is intended to lead to more similarly inventive undertakings in the future. And yes, Jeff Keighley is in the game. You can find him in 2 different places, apparently. One is a hologram and one, quote unquote, in person. So yeah, Jeff Keighley is now in Fortnite, and it's only a matter of time, I'm sure, where you can fight as Jeff Keighley. That's what will make me start to play Fortnite.
A Jeff Keighley skin?
You know what? When I got the Jeff Keighley skin in Among Us, that's been my skin ever since. Anytime I play Among Us, that's my main. I always wear the Jeff Keighley mask. So if they add, mark my words, if they add Jeff Keighley to Fortnite, I will play Fortnite. I am a Jeff Keighley stan.
I think you're just trying to bug me.
Oh, that's 100% why I do. I just troll because people every time I play Among Us, and my buddies are they hate the mask so much. The Jeff Keighley mask is horrendous. I'm like, I know. That's why it's so great. I love it. So if Jeff Keighley comes to Fortnite, I 100% will play just to troll everyone because everyone's gonna hate it.
How have we not gotten Snake in Fortnite?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Now that the Master Collection is out, maybe in the next couple months there's a chance. And if it doesn't happen in the next couple months, I don't think there's a chance until Metal Gear Solid Delta comes out, and it won't be Snake. It'll be Big Boss.
It'll be Big Boss, yeah.
Well, no,
it'll
be Snake, but it's that's not Snake.
It'll be Big Boss, and they'll give it an alternate skin for a Snake skin.
I would hope so. Yeah. So that's what I foresee. If it doesn't come out within the next couple months, it's all right, it's not happening. With the Master Collection, maybe they'll hold off until. But it seems wild. They have everyone else in Fortnite. They literally have Master Chief. They have all these
freaking Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime. They have all these big names from not only the gaming world, but TV, movies, toys, everything. And then it's anime. But no love for Solid Snake.
The one person who would actually fit, who uses guns in their game.
Right, exactly. So as soon as they bring Jeff Keighley or Snake to Fortnite, then I will play. Mm-hmm. Yeah, one or both. That would be great.
Yeah, this is cool, I guess. Doesn't really do anything. Yeah. I play Fortnite, and I would not be running to try this mode anytime soon.
No, you don't want to go vote on some community-made islands at all? I guess I don't understand. What is that? What is it? Can you make your own custom worlds now? And I don't know where I've been. Yeah. Can you do that in Fortnite?
Well, yeah. Okay. Epic even has their own that they made, to show off the Unreal Engine 5. They did a couple of experiences where you can run and play through them. They're not big open Fortnite maps. They're curated experiences where they have things happen inside them. They have set pieces inside these little worlds that they make.
Huh.
So you can do something like that for Game Awards. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. So go vote for your favorite community-made island. Go say hi to Jeff Keighley for me. Tell him I want to play as him in the game. And just don't play Fortnite. It's not a good game. I don't know why
do play Fortnite. It's fantastic.
Stop playing.
It is so fun.
Now I heard they brought back this guy. I heard they brought back the original version now.
Yes, it's so freaking fun.
So yes, just play the base original game. How wild is that? It just blows my mind because Fortnite. I say the base version. Technically, it's not the base version because if the original
it's a facade of the original.
The original version didn't have Battle Royale in it. It was the fort building mode.
Okay, you know what they mean. You're playing semantics here.
But I know. But what I'm saying is, what a wild ride it's been, though. Because remember, like, yeah, when that original like fort build mode came out, everyone was like, the game's fine. Like, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, it was on the way out of here.
And it was like on its way out. And then like out of nowhere, they're like, try this Battle Royale thing, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is revolutionary. I've never played anything like it, except for in PUBG. But I've never played anything like it anywhere. Like, this is insane. And then it was just been skyrocketing from there. It's absolutely crazy to me that they basically took that idea of Battle Royale, which was already wildly popular with PUBG at the time, but just they took this thing that was a realistic sim shooter to make it like, oh, let's just make it more fun, family friendly, even with like the characters, like, oh, there's no blood and gore. Like, they just cleaned up PUBG, and it's like, man, blew up. It's absolutely crazy. It's genius, but crazy.
How is PUBG still going? I never hear anything about that game.
I
online.
See...
I don't see anybody ever playing it. I don't see clips anywhere ever. Like, Fortnite has been eating its lunch for years. How is it able to continue to survive?
So
it can't have a big player base.
From some things I've seen, I feel like PUBG started pulling from Fortnite, basically, where they started doing collaborations with different characters and people and having them in there. So, yeah, the numbers are definitely down. I don't know the exact numbers on who's all playing PUBG, but I still get updates and stuff. They're still making new maps or putting out new stuff, but it's very much like, oh yeah, now they're like, I remember, what movie was it? It was one of the one of the DC movies came out, because I remember like they had a skin, like an outfit, so you could play as Harley Quinn in the game, like basically. Like, it was like, oh, okay, you can wear Harley Quinn outfit or whatever. So they're doing the same thing where they're collaborating with outside influences. But I think the difference is, like, it is a different enough experience to exist. I think they can exist together. Unfortunately, the market that they're playing towards is a lot smaller, because, like I said, it's more of like a realistic sim shooter, like like realistic physics, realistic like guns and stuff, like the way things work. So like, not everyone's looking for that experience, but if you are, it's there. But otherwise, it's like, yeah, the Fortnite does all the same things and more. Better. So yeah, and then just like a more family friendly package where it's like, oh, this is goofy and silly and fun, and people don't, turn into blood and gore. They just kind of evaporate away, and it's just like a nice tidy package where PUBG feels like we're edgy and realistic and simulation shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for people who want it, great. Like, there's definitely obviously a market because it's still alive, but much smaller than the Fortnite. Overall, people just want to have a good time. They don't want to zero in their sights.
Shout out to them for being able to survive that long.
Exactly.
They must be they must be a scrappy team over there. Gotta be.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Or they're getting funding from somebody who doesn't.
Somebody
who just has money to burn.
Exactly.
And it's like PUBG is their favorite game. Some like tycoon somewhere. They're single-handedly paying for PUBG.
It's like some prince from Saudi Arabia or something like that.
Right.
So much money. It's like, I love this game. Like, don't shut it down. I'll
Please
just bankroll the whole thing.
I'll buy it.
What's funny is, like, it's probably more true than I realize. Like, I feel like there's like just these rich, like you were saying, there's just rich people all over the world buying into like the games industry. It's like, who knows who owns it? Could be anyone anywhere.
It worked for them.
It's like,
it blew up for Embracer Group. So
yeah, right.
That's the risk you take.
All right. Well, that is it for the nerdy nudes this week. And I believe that means it's now time for a Patreon ad.
Let's do it.
All right, this is the part of the show where I tell you to go over to patreon.com/supergamerboys. Support us over there starting at just $1 a month. That's right, $1 each month. You get episodes early and ad-free all month long. You get episodes from this show ahead of time when it comes out. Everyone else comes out on Wednesday. For you, you'll get it Monday night right after the recording. I edit it real quick, get it uploaded, so it's in your podcast feed as soon as possible, as well as access to the live stream, the live feed here. So think about supporting us there if you love what we do and want to help support us and want to get the content a little bit early, not have to listen to this part of the show where I go on and on about our Patreon. You can also support us at the $5 level and get the show notes early. $5 a month and you get the show notes so you know what we're going to be talking about. Sunday afternoon I send those out so that way you can look them over, leave your own questions, comments, concerns, thoughts on the news stories, on the listener questions, on what you've been playing. Literally any part of the doc. If you have a question, comment, thought, whatever, put it on there and it will be read on the show. So really, if you want your voice heard here on the podcast, go ahead and write it in there. Unless you have a listener question to submit, like I mentioned earlier, go to our Discord or social media. But if you want to share a more fleshed out thought about something about, like I said, a news story, go ahead and leave it there. Your voice will be heard. You can also support us at the $10 level if you want to be a Super Gamer sponsor, where you get shout outs at the top of each and every episode, as well as all those previous perks. And then the top dog tier, Patreon producer, $15 a month. You can get all those previous perks and be part of I don't know any other way to put it other than you're just kind of in the inner circle here. So you get to be on shows or be, interviewed on shows, or you get to have access to our ears or to, if you have some cool ideas, you can share your own thoughts for segments for shows or new shows to do, or you just have like a fun little crew where you're able to kind of help influence the show a little bit. And like I said, even be a part of some episodes and shows. So we are very thankful for everyone who supports us here on Patreon, from the bottom tier to the top tier, everyone in between. You're all incredible. So thank you all so much for your love, your support, and helping the show keep on trucking on so we can keep the lights on, keep the cameras rolling, keep the content coming out to you. And if you would like to be awesome like those folks, remember, patreon.com/supergamerboys. And lastly here, if you have an Amazon Prime account and you have a Twitch account, guess what? You can link those bad boys up and make some sweet video game babies. I don't know if Adrian can hear me right now. I was expecting some sort of reaction, but
What'd you say?
I was talking about you can link your Amazon account and your Twitch account and make some sweet video game babies. Get some free stuff. Does that work? I mean,
that's one way to describe it, I guess.
That doesn't work. I don't know. You get a free Prime. You get a free Prime gaming sub. That's pretty sweet. Which I would rather you give to us than to Jeff Bezos, because if you don't use it, it just goes to Jeff Bezos. So think about using that free subscription you get each and every month. You got to redo it each month because, again, Jeff wants to keep his money. He doesn't want you to take it.
He wants that spaceship.
So set it on your calendar every month. Go in there, drop it on us. Cost you $0. We get $5, and you get access to our emotes that are exclusive to our subscribers on Twitch. So twitch.tv/the Super Gamer Boys. Head over there, drop your free sub using your Prime Gaming sub. We'd appreciate it. And like I mentioned earlier in the show, right now, Knights of the Old Republic is free. So you get a bunch of free games and free in-game content each and every month with that. So think about linking those. Think about dropping that sub on us. And with that, I believe it's now time to move on with the show. All right, here we are back. And Adrian, I need to ask you. I am dying to ask you what you playing.
Oh boy, I was on a tear this week. Let me think where I can start.
Okay, all right.
So I played. Oh, let's start with this one. I played Aerial Knights Never Yield, which is an independent game. Okay. It is I guess it's not an endless runner. It's more of an action runner where you're running through different courses, and each of the button prompts has you do a different action. So like there'd be a high jump, there'd be a vault over, an object, there'd be a duck under or slide under an object kind of deal, and a boost. So you have to use all those. They give you like cues before the thing comes up in the course, and you have to react accordingly. And that's the way you make your way through it.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't call it a platformer. I would call it a runner for sure, because you automatically run. So you don't have to worry about that part. But that game is really cool, dude. It has a really cool aesthetic. It's I believe it's in Detroit, if I'm not mistaken, like future Detroit, but it has like a cyberpunk kind of aesthetic.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's cyberpunk, but not like cyberpunk, if that makes, not like Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
It's its own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like future Detroit. It's heavily like inspired. It's anime inspired. It like wears all its inspirations on its sleeve, but that's not a bad thing at all. The soundtrack is awesome. It's a bunch of different genres. There's like jazz, there's rap, there's R&B, all kinds of different stuff in there. Yeah. So I really, really enjoyed that one. It was probably about 2 hours to play. Definitely worth, the time if you have it.
Dang, nice. What platforms or what did you play it on? I guess
I played it on Switch.
Okay.
It does have a little bit of a performance issue on Switch, but that's just Switch hardware. I think it plays much better, PC, the larger consoles type deal.
Okay.
It's playable, but I don't know if I would say Switch is the one that I would have somebody to get.
Okay. I feel like that's such an interesting thing. Like I mean, the Switch has been around for years now. And in my experience, I've never had issues with games having like slow down or lag or anything like that, or like fidelity issues. But again, I mainly only play either smaller indie games or like Nintendo games made by Nintendo.
Well, that's why.
and yeah, but like, so that's it's kind of setting in now. That's why. But it just seems wild to me though, even before, I feel like I don't remember hearing a lot about the Switch performance issues until like this last year, like 2023. It seems like every game that comes out on there is like, no, it doesn't work good. Don't buy it there. It's not great. Like, it's just kind of interesting. It's like, just seems like such a new thing. And I don't know if it's just because people are just finally fed up with it. Like, it's been doing it the whole time and people are just fed up with it. Or is it like, oh no, people are just really ready for the next console? Like, they're just like, come on, like, sick and tired of this. I don't know. Is this an interesting observation for me, that it's like, I feel like I didn't hear, not that I never heard of it. Like, I remember when Doom Eternal, people are like, it's not great. But I just feel like it's all the time.
It's great
now.
for running on a tablet and that's the cool part about it. I think there are a few examples now of the Switch version of a game, like, just clearly being inferior as far as performance.
The Metal Gear Solid collection runs at like
bingo
15 frames per second. Like, it's like horrendous.
Incredibly unacceptable.
Yeah.
Being that these are ports of PS2 games, even if they were ports of PS3 games, there are PS3 games, and it really, it really comes down to the developer and the optimization.
They are technically ports of the HD collection, which is PS3, but still.
But there are PS3 games that run great, like Ni no Kuni is a PS3
100%.
game, and it runs phenomenally on Switch.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to the team and how they understand the Switch hardware and the optimization, and sometimes some engines don't really play well with Switch too, depending on how, if they're scalable or not. Maybe that was the case with this game. I don't know. But I had a fun time with it in spite of that. And I would recommend it. If all you have to play it on Switch, you won't die, but if you can get it on a little bit more beefier hardware, I would say probably check it out there. I feel like it's on Game Pass, if I'm not mistaken, but don't quote me.
Okay.
The second game I had played, or that I finished, was the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga remake. Finished that. It was the remake on 3DS of the original GBA game.
Okay.
It was an excellent experience. I really thought they did a very good job of translating and updating the original game. I still love the original game. I think it's great if you have access to it, but if this is your first encounter with the Mario and Luigi series, it's I would probably recommend people play this one instead of the GBA, because I think it has so many quality of life fixes in it that the original didn't have, that for a modern audience I think would be beneficial. Especially just having the map on the bottom screen a lot, or having the option to have it, or switching between brothers commands and moves, like, and things of the nature that work in the game that normally in the old one you had to go back and forth and switch between buttons, and it was really, they had to work with the real estate they had, of course, with the GBA.
Right.
But now they have a lot more buttons, they have a second screen, and they were able to expand that. So yeah, I highly recommend that. It was a great time going back through it and just seeing, what they changed and what was updated, and they definitely kept the spirit of the game. So
that's awesome.
Recommend.
I do want to say real quick, Aerial Knights Never Yield. That was what it was called, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is available on Steam, PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, Epic Game Store, and Google Play and the Apple App Store. So you can get it on your phone as well.
Oh, it's a mobile port. Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
On mobile, apparently. And apparently there's been a new update called The Update, which adds a bunch of free features as of February 2022. So make sure you get whatever that upgraded version is. And it's literally everywhere.
Yep. And then last thing for me, this is not a new game. It's an old comfort game, one that you and I are very familiar with. I don't know what lightning bolt struck me, but I have been playing a lot of Star Wars Battlefront 2.
The original one?
Yeah, on PSP.
Oh, so good.
I have the PS2 one, I have the Xbox one, and those are great. But something about the PSP version just hits different, dude. I don't know. It's just the fact that it's that full fat game crammed onto a PSP, like it's clearly making that hardware like sweat trying to run a full Battlefront game with all the maps and the NPCs and stuff. But I don't know, man. Something about that version is just so cool to me.
I think I've mentioned it before on the show, but that's the only version of Battlefront 2 I've ever played. So on PlayStation,
crazy.
So I had Battlefront 1 on PlayStation 2, but Battlefront 2 I only had on my PSP, and I just remember playing that thing to death. Like, I loved the story mode, and then like getting in an online lobby with like I forget how many people, 20, 30 people like in there, like all, and like I doubt there was crossplay. I assume it was all just PSP players. I don't think it was PS2 and PSP, but
I don't think crossplay
still
was
Yeah, but either way, it was still like so crazy. Like, playing online and trying to play the PSP. The controls are so janky, but man, it was so much fun.
I make it work,
so
dude.
good.
I make it work.
I love that game.
I'm strafing back and forth as a little clone trooper, trying to get my little blaster, and then you get your hero moment, your hero character.
Now, is it? I doubt there's any servers online. Can you play online with it or no? Okay.
There's no server. I mean, the architecture on PSP is so old you can't even really access a router with it anymore because of the password encryption that they have. So
yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, when I got mine a couple years ago, I had to like make a guest Wi-Fi on my router with like no password or like a lower encryption password just so I could log in with both my PSP and my PS3. I remember that now. Like, I wasn't even able to get online with it because it was like, no, sir. Excuse me. What's this? What is this device?
What unlicensed, unsigned device are you trying to sign in here? Not having it.
Not having it.
Yeah, man, that game rips. I don't know. I mean, of course, the larger console versions are, better in every way, but I like the idea of them. I appreciate them taking the time and taking the resources to make that version, the PSP version.
Yeah. It's so good. I love it.
What have you been playing?
Yeah. Well, to be completely honest, I haven't been playing a lot. But it's because work's been a little hectic lately. That's part of it. Basically, by the end of the night, I'm ready for bed. But also, something very exciting has happened last week where, last week we talked about the announcement of the OLED, Steam Deck OLED. And I was like, I'm going to try to get the limited edition one. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm going to shoot my shot and see if I can do it. So I actually, a couple days before the pre-orders went live, I put my Steam Deck up on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace. It took a lot longer to sell than I thought it would. Just because of how competitively priced I had it at. So I basically priced mine the same as everyone else's on OfferUp and Facebook, but the difference was mine had a 1 terabyte hard drive in it, and everyone else's only had like most of them were like 64 gig, or I saw a lot of 256s. So I'm like, why would anyone spend the same money? Like, here's 2 options. They're the same price, but buy like the smaller one. But I don't know, like other ones were selling. I noticed they disappear off there, but mine was not selling for some reason. I'm like, I don't know, maybe they were worried because it was a 1 terabyte model. Like, oh, it's been modded, it's tainted or something. But I eventually got a bite. Got someone, and it wasn't until after Thursday, though. So Thursdays went live for the Steam Deck OLED. And I was like, I'm just going to trust that this thing's going to sell. So I got on there at 10 a.m.
You gambled.
And I did. It was very much so, especially since, it was very much like all up in the air at that point. I'm like, I'm just banking on this thing selling within the next day or two. I hope it does. But yeah, I was on there at 10 a.m. and what a absolute dumpster fire that was over there. With every single release, it blows my mind. Like, this has been happening for years to a lot of different companies where they all think they're prepared until they try to sell something, and then the site crashes immediately. You'd think they would just know by now, right? You'd think they would know, oh, maybe we should have enough servers. Like, it's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared, right? I'd rather spend a little extra cash ahead of time and just have it so it doesn't go down. And then, oh, wow, like all the customers had such a great experience pre-ordering your item that, satisfaction just through the roof, just build a better rapport with your customers. But no, everyone always skimps or just keeps the servers the same. And then everyone goes on there, and at 10 a.m., that store just done. Nothing. You could add it to you could add it to the cart, but the second you went to try to check out, it was just like it would show an error screen. Nothing. Absolutely dead. It was down for about 20 to 25 minutes, and then they finally got it working. But then it was a race to be like, everyone is obviously like, well, this is a limited edition. We got to get it right now. So everyone's refreshing, trying to go to the next step. Like, I made it actually at one point, I made it all the way to the payment selection screen, which is like 2 steps in, and like it would not let me. I logged into my PayPal, and I'm like, click, come on, go. It would not. And finally, it just like totally outright. Well, what ended up happening, it said sold out. This item is sold out. It's gone. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. What a bummer. Well, little did I know that Valve had a little secret up their sleeve. They were going to be releasing them in waves. So then like 5 minutes later, all of a sudden it said back in stock. I'm like, what? Really? So I was like, I jumped on there, click. The same thing happened. Everything dropped down, dead, boom, done. Only this time too, not only did it sell out, but I tried so many times, it like flagged something on my PayPal account. So it wouldn't let me use PayPal. I was like ready to like use PayPal because they have like, oh, pay it off in 6 months, use your credit, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm on. Yeah, this is going to be great. Nope, I could not use it. So I had to use my credit card. Which is fine, I guess. But I was just like, oh, well, I guess the Steam Deck really needs the Steam Deck I already own needs to sell really badly now because this is due next month.
I got to make these payments.
This is due in a month. And so, yeah, it was kind of bonkers crazy. But then again, they released a third wave, and finally I got in on that. And by this point, it said delivery 2 to 4 weeks. And I'm like,
at least you got it. That's what I would be thinking.
At least I got it. I can live with that. I can be without my Steam Deck for a couple weeks if I need to. I guess it could be up to a month if my current one sells soon, which it did. By the end of that afternoon, I finally had a buyer. He was ready to meet up on Friday and pick it up. And he didn't even like barter on the price, which is great. Like he didn't say anything about like dropping it anymore, because that's what everyone else was doing. I started getting a lot of messages. They're like, oh, what about like $200? Hey, can you do like $150? I'm like, and every one of them, I would message them back. I'm like, the price I'm offering right now is a deal, because not only is this thing in
Right.
excellent pristine condition, because I'm a like crazy type A anal, like everything is always perfect on this. It had a screen protector since day one, a nice glass one, no scratches, no scuffs, no nothing, and it's an upgraded 1 terabyte one. Like this thing is perfection. I am not going below my price. Most people just like ghosted immediately, like nothing. But yeah, there's this one guy. He's like, "Hey, is this still available?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can we meet and can I pick it up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do this." It was pretty awesome. It was like no questions asked. He's just like, "I'm in." So yeah, I met up and I got managed to sell it, which was fantastic. And then the wild thing, okay, I'm expecting my OLED to show up in 4 weeks, right? Pre-ordered on Thursday, sold my other one on Friday. Saturday, I get a tracking number, and I'm like, it's probably just, going to be a label, not going to be anything attached to it. I won't see anything for 4 weeks. I get it, and it pops up, estimated delivery time, Saturday. Shipping out of Chula Vista. It's like 20 minutes from here. So it's literally like, they must have a fulfillment center here, and they've just been sitting there. So even before the pre-orders happened, they had them in fulfillment centers ready to go. And I got that tracking number at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I got it by noon. It was insane. I was like, this is the craziest thing. 2 days, I got my Steam Deck OLED. And baby, let me tell you, it is gorgeous. It's so nice. Got those orange accents on the sticks and on the top. This camera and lighting's probably not doing it justice, but that's a little bit better. Yeah, you get that orange in there. The back is what I love right here. The orange grill cover. It's the smoky, translucent case. You can see it's a huge battery in this one. The other battery in the old one was just this. This one is like a big L-shaped battery. So it's in it. The battery life is
they've redone a lot of the inside components from what I heard.
Much bigger fan in it. This is all like a thermal pad here, or what do they call it? It's like the metal, like for heat dissipation, so heat pipes and stuff like that.
Heat shield. Mm-hmm.
Everything is like, it's so fun to look at, and you can even see in the front too. It's harder to see, but in this lighting, but yeah, see all that's translucent. You can see in the speakers and everything like that, dude. The design, not only is it gorgeous. It has a 7.5-inch screen, which is a half-inch bigger than the old one. It's now OLED, so better colors, true blacks, better touchscreen like sensitivity. So it's like the other one. I would have issues with like type on the keyboard, like it wasn't super responsive sometimes. Mm-hmm. This one is like the response time is immediate. As a 1 terabyte hard drive, and the biggest thing that I was not expecting, I guess 2 big things I wasn't expecting. It's lighter than the other one. And these thumbsticks, let me tell you, they upgraded the thumbsticks. And it's not just on the limited edition one. I think if you get any of the OLEDs, so if you get even the 512 and the standard 1 terabyte, they have this. But it's like a textured rubber outer area here. And then it's like concave, I guess that would be, where it kind of caves in the middle there. And in the middle, it's like a soft rubber. So it's like a textured rubber on the outside, soft rubber in the middle, and it like feels so good to play. Like it just cradles your thumb, feels so nice. Man, I never thought about a thumbstick before in my life. Like I could care less what most thumbsticks feel like, to be completely honest. Like I pick up any controller, I don't care what thumbsticks feel like typically, but I pick that up, I'm like, oh, this is luxury. This is nice. This is Cadillac right here. So yeah, I'm super happy with it. But unfortunately, I literally spent the whole weekend just like setting it up, like installing like 600 gig worth of games and getting my emulators back up and running on there, and all the trying to figure out how to get Epic Game Store working on there again. Because I had all that stuff figured out before, and it took a long time, but it was stuff I figured out over like months. Now it's like, oh, well, now I gotta figure it all out like in a weekend, because I just want to play it all. I just want to have it all ready. So yeah,
look,
and it
you
comes
got
with
plenty of time. You got your
cool
unit.
case.
That's the important part.
So it comes with a typical hard shell the old one came with, but it also comes with this as Velcro. It pops out, and then it's just like a nice thin little sleeve. It's still hard, but it's like
the case that it should have had the entire time.
It's a smaller form factor for like fitting inside like a backpack or something like that.
Yeah, and that's what it should have had from jump.
The orange zipper, and the inside's kind of cool. It has like cool graphic that has all the pieces and parts. You can see the analog stick and the heat shield and the frame and all that stuff. And so I think this is exclusive to the limited edition. But either way, very cool case, very cool Steam Deck. I'm very happy with the purchase. Now maybe this week I'll actually be able to enjoy it now.
I was gonna say, now you actually have to play something.
Gotta use it now. So not really what you're playing, more of a Super Gamer Boy's official review on the Steam Deck OLED. So there you have it. This is probably a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
So
I believe it.
Very, very happy. I mean, the original Steam Deck was already very highly rated in my opinion. Like, I played that more than any other console I own. I haven't touched my PlayStation in months. I haven't touched my Switch even, other than for Wonder for like a couple days, and I'm like, I'm good. But this thing has been nonstop for months. Like, this is what I play everything on. So I love my Steam Deck.
You even struggled through Metal Gear on it.
Struggled through that. Hey, I mean, that's the only place it ran. That's the thing. It was
That's true.
Well, I guess it works. It works good on consoles as well. But yeah, it actually works surprisingly good on Steam Deck, other than the issues I mentioned in previous episodes. You can go find that. But yeah, there it is. I'm excited. Go if you have a current Steam Deck. I think this is definitely a worthy upgrade. Especially even if you get like the 512, like, you don't have to go big. Like the 512 starting at $500. That's not horrendous, especially if you sell your old Steam Deck. And then if you don't have a Steam Deck, like, definitely get this.
Now's the time.
This is get the OLED. The limited edition is still actually on sale. Everyone was expecting it to like sell out immediately because, I mean, it's called a limited edition, so you would think, oh, there's only a few thousand. Like, they must have made a crap ton. Which I'm like, honestly. At first, I was kind of like, that's kind of. I was more frustrated just because of the roller coaster of emotions I went through trying to get a hold of it. I was just kind of like, I didn't need to experience that. I could have, like, even as of recording this, there's still limited editions. This is Monday night. Pre-orders went live last Thursday. So it's 4 days now. You can go get. So at first I was a little peeved because of the stress I was under. But honestly, like, yeah, thinking about it, I'm like, no, that is the way to do it. Yeah, it's limited edition, but make a crap ton of them. Who cares? Like, and once they sell out, all right, now they're gone.
That's
but
it. Right.
Don't just for everyone who wants one, let them get one. And then when they're gone, they're gone. Like, that's how it should be. It shouldn't be like because especially nowadays, like with the scalper culture, like, yeah, they sell out immediately. And that's the thing too. Like, no one knew that Valve was doing the waves. So I loved, like, after I got mine, I went on eBay and there was already like,
they're all market price.
There was like 1,000 listings on eBay and it's all for like $1,200, $1,500, blah, blah, all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And then, within 24 hours, like the next day when I checked in on Friday, tanked. Like, everything's because it's like, it's still available. Shoot, what do I do with the Steam Deck I just pre-ordered? I gotta just make back the money I spent on it, basically.
Dumb.
Man, bunch of
one day
dumb
we're gonna
dumbs.
get to a point where botting is gonna be. I mean, it's never gonna go away because people are always gonna try to evolve bots to beat the system, but it's gonna be much, much harder to get around it.
Yeah.
There's going to be some company that finally takes it seriously. I don't know who it's going to be. I think Valve is one of the first, right? Because
I think Valve did the best, honestly.
Right.
Like, what they did was genius. I think everything was good. The only issue that I ran into was just the fact that the servers died. And they even tweeted about, like, hey, something happened. Like, we're working on a fix. We'll get things back up and running. The storefront, like, the whole store died. Like, Valve, even Steam. I don't even think you could buy games. I think everything just shut down. But if they had been prepared for that with more server space, like, to handle the load, honestly, you had to have made a purchase before November of 2023. Your account had to be at least a month or two old. You had to have, I don't know, there was like, you could only do one per account. So if I wanted to, I can't buy another limited edition, even if I wanted to, even if I wanted to buy one for my wife.
That's probably why it's still available, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Because everyone is like limited to one. And so between those three things, you have to have an account of a certain age, have a certain amount of purchases before a certain point, and the one per account, like right there, like that cuts out so many people immediately.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. honestly genius what they did there. But the only problem was they should have had their servers beefed up a little bit for the launch. But otherwise, yeah, super stoked, super awesome. Valve has figured it out.
Hopefully for the next deck, they'll have much more server space.
Exactly. Yeah, I think
that's especially odd. That's odd for them though, being like a PC centric gaming service. You would think that they would know we need servers for this, but
yeah, we need to be ready for a massive amount of people. But I don't know. I guess they just underestimated how popular the Steam Deck was, apparently, which is surprising. Or maybe they just didn't anticipate so many people wanting to upgrade. You know?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of Steam Decks out in the wild, but maybe they're thinking like, oh, maybe, I don't know. Is this actually going to be that popular? They underestimated. They were mistaken.
You know what, though?
Which is,
you can even
great.
I don't know if you have to rent servers for so much of a time, but what if you only got them for like a week?
Yeah, I mean, they only need them for like an hour, honestly. Like most of the chaos happens in an hour and then it dies down.
Right.
But yeah.
But most hosts aren't going to let you only rent it for like an hour or like 1 day. So like if you can make a deal for a week or something like that, that'd be perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. But Steam Deck OLED, go pick it up. I highly recommend it. All right. Well, that is it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for listening and joining in. We appreciate each and every one of you. We would love it if you went over to patreon.com/supergamerboys and checked that out. Thought about supporting us. Start, even if it's just $1 a month at first, and then you upgrade from there if you're feeling like, all right, yeah, I like this content and now I want to check out the show notes, or now I want to, be a little more part of the show, be a Patreon producer. Think about it. We'd appreciate it. We love it. It helps us keep the lights on over here and host the sites and servers and everything that we got to do on our end as well. We got a lot of technology that we got to keep running, so we appreciate it. You can also support us by going to sgbstore.com and buying some merch. Right now, there's some hoodies, some t-shirts, some coffee mugs, got a little bit of everything over there. So think about supporting us through some cool merch. Getting to be winter, go buy a pair of I think we still have Super Gamer Boy socks. Maybe that got taken down. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've been over to our store.
It's a perfect stocking stuffer.
I have the socks. They're actually very warm. And they are very fun. It's our old button design. If they're even still up, they might not even be up. But if they are, you should go check it out. What I know is up, though, is the Super Gamer Boys hoodie and the crew neck. I have the crew neck sweater, and I love that thing so much. I almost want to pick up the hoodie, but I have too many hoodies now. I need some more variety in my sweaters. So stick with the crew neck, but go check it out. Get some fun stuff for the winter time here. You can rate, review us wherever you can. That would be awesome. Over on Apple Podcasts, please leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate it very much. If you're on YouTube, like this video. That helps tremendously. Leaving comments helps a lot. And subscribing to the channel. If you're not subscribed to our channel, it's totally free. And even if you don't use YouTube that often, just open up your YouTube, open up the video, hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe. That's it. Then you just close the app. You don't even have to watch the video. We just appreciate it. If you could give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. That would be amazing. So think about checking us out over there. Shout out to Jack Sriracha and Yate for allowing us to use their music here on the show. Remember, you can find them on Apple Music and Spotify. Links will be in the description. You can find us during the week at supergamerboys.com, Twitter and Instagram at supergamerboys. I am on Twitter and Instagram at gmorlang. Adrian, where can they find you at?
You can find me any and everywhere at Homeboy.
Yep, I do. And that's all I got. So, Adrian, take us out.
Not a problem. I can definitely do that, folks. Thank you for another week of hanging out with us here at Super Gamer Boys. As Garrett just said, we appreciate anybody and everybody who supports us monetarily, word of mouth, all that jazz. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And until next time, we'll see you soon. We are the Super Gamer Boys.
And we'll catch you on the flippity flop.
You better use that OLED, man. You paid a good little chunk of change for it. Did you tell your wife how much you spent? Or is she just gonna find out? Oh, summer child.